Hey, welcome back to Fat to Flat. We're here with John Greaves again. He's doing his weigh in, and we're going to see how he did.
Okay,
In just a
zero it
second.
out. Gotta zero this out. All right,
Yep.
we zeroed out. All right, here we go. Okay, try again.
Hit the middle this time. There you go.
All right, 213. I was 213.4 till you told me to stand in the middle. So there's some of that voodoo. You know he's an outlaw. We talked about the illegal milk consumption last weekend. Last time. Now we're talking about little tricks to trick the scale.
Well, you stood in the middle every other time, and I noticed when you stepped on that you were towards the back.
Okay.
So if you step in the same place each time, then
It's okay. It's consistent.
it's consistent.
Well, that's what I want, consistency. Yeah. So that's cool. All right. So I was 212 last week, and this week I am 213. I was 212.4 actually, and this week I'm 213. 213 flat actually. Things I can say is, number one, it's Christmas time, and I have fallen victim to all the holiday foods and stuff. But what I try to do is control how much I've eaten, and I think I'm taking this as a win in a way because I didn't go from 212 to 215 or anything like that. Christmas is Monday, and so I just got to get through the weekend.
Right.
Also, just because of how things have gone, running around trying to get stuff done for the holidays, plus some stuff for Garage Gym Magazine, a lot of editing or whatever. I just haven't had time to do my normal conditioning, even my normal workouts. I normally do 2 a day, so I do my strength and technique work in the morning, and then I do more like sort of like a Metcon, metabolic conditioning, in the afternoon. So all my accessory work, I tend to do that as a bunch of supersets, high volume in the afternoon. And I haven't been able to do that. Instead, I've just done one workout. So that's all the little things that would be burning calories have kind of been cut back on, and I've eaten a few more things than I normally would. With that being said, I exercised some self-control, and so, like I said, I only went up to 213. My hope is to make it through this and then be 212 next Friday, and that'll be to me, that's a good starting point going into the new year. The goal is still to be between 185 and 190 and defined. But one thing is, like, I'm not holding my stomach in at all, and and then I just said that, and I had to fight to not instinctively hold it in. But I'm not holding my stomach in, and one of the things I'm seeing is that I'm starting to see definition in my abdominals. I don't think that means I'm necessarily building new muscle there. I think that the fat's just starting to come off, and what was there already is there. But I am doing some old school exercises. I'm doing the vacuum. My friend James Fuller recommended I do those as part of my hernia prevention plan. And just as an aside, the reason is we spend so much time bracing and doing like that, you're squatting, and lifting and doing a whole bunch of other things, overhead pressing, whatever. Most of us never go the other direction with a vacuum.
And hold it in, yeah.
Right, and hold it in. And so he advised me to do that. He said that's one way to help kind of protect yourself from a hernia. And I'm really interested in that. So I've been doing that.
And we practice all the time, the push-pull. We want to do the opposite of everything, and when we neglect that vacuum, we're neglecting the opposite of all that. So it's great to add that in there.
I think a side effect of that is it's making me narrower in the waist. I notice my pants are starting to kind of be looser. They're starting to bunch up in the back as I put my belt on. So I'm gonna be in the market for new pants pretty soon. No skinny jeans ever, but new pants. One thing is, like, if you look at me, Randy and I were talking about this. To me, kind of because you can't really see my lats from the front, I feel like I look narrower here, even though I still have love handles. But if I turn around like I'm going to, well, you explain this.
So when he turns around, because his lats are here, and it kind of accentuates the love handles in the back a little bit more than the view from the front. So he sees more change from the front than he does from the back. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. And I mean, you might say, well, you don't look at yourself from behind, but again, I want to have a complete physique. I'm looking at progress over time, and that's what's happening. As far as my lifts go, I've noticed a slight downward change in some of my lifts, but that could just be fatigue because I didn't notice it until this week. Everything else was always going great, and so I'm going to assume that if I go back to what I was doing, like we talked about, just tomorrow's a new day. Just, I worked out this morning. Tomorrow's a new day. Just pretend that I haven't fallen off the wagon, and I should be fine. So I'm looking to have more energy, and I'm gonna actually try to see where my rep max is, where my PRs. Well, I need to see what my 1 rep maxes are in a couple of lifts this week coming up, and so if the Christmas food does anything, hopefully it'll help me get some, a slightly better overhead press.
Great.
So that's it.
And you guys produced a commercial on Instagram.
We did.
That I really enjoyed.
Thank you. Yes, if you haven't seen, go on at garage.gym.life on Instagram and check out the commercial. We will probably be putting it here on YouTube, but it's going to take a little bit for us to get it up on YouTube. So you can see it right now on Instagram. And it's just talking about Garage Gym Magazine, which we're really excited about. We've already had Kimberly Walford, the IPF champion Kimberly Walford, in our magazine. We've had a number of people over the past year in the magazine, and that's when the magazine was tied up with Garage Gym Life.
Right.
Now that it's its own separate entity, we have a little bit more freedom. Really excited because we have performing strongman Jeff T-Rex Bankins, and he's going to talk about how he tears cards. He's one of those guys that he does a bridge. He can do a neck bridge and bend a wrench, bend a crescent wrench while he's in a bridge position. So I talked to him about that, and that's coming out in January. IPF champion Dennis Cornelius, that's a pretty big name, and I was really excited to talk to him. That's going to be coming up in the January issue. So if you subscribe now, the subscription is free. Subscribing now gives you a free copy of the actual magazine when it comes out in 2019. So for right now, what you'll get is the updated monthly updates. Just 1 email a month will update you. And then in 2019, when we start producing the magazine that look like a magazine like others, you'll get your first month free. So
that's awesome.
All right.
Thanks, John.
Thanks again, Randy.